Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? This is Enrique, and this is Easy Things to Draw. Today we're going to go over how to draw smoke. Smoke is something that a lot of people have been requesting. It's a basic to, kind of a basic thing. We're going to be doing it in pencil, and let's kind of go over it. So smoke, you have to kind of remember a couple of things about smoke. It does have a kind of a mass to it as well. There is kind of these pillowy structures to smoke, and it can be I usually kind of group smoke in my head in two different ways. One, there is the kind of like the billowy one, the big old, the kind of looks like clouds in the sky kind of thing. You know what I mean? Let me go with that real quick, and I'm doing this kind of random edges right now just to show you what I'm talking about. Trying to be random with my shapes here. So let's just say we got a little smoke cloud, right? With this one in particular, I find it a little bit more billowy. I'm thinking of a bunch of little like spheres all over it, like bubbles. And let's say the light's coming from above, as it usually is. I'm actually very much considering that that's like a ball right there. I'm thinking of that as a ball, or a small ball over here. I'm thinking of it as a series of a bunch of little balls, essentially. And if I think of it that way, it'll be very easy to shade in, that it still has that mass and it still reacts to light in a very similar way that a regular object would react to. You know what I mean? There would still be maybe a coarse shadow down here. A way I like to go about it, like I said, with other things, is entirely fill this in with shadow. Let's just say it has an entire like tube-like shape to it, the entire smoke. Kind of keep things soft. I'm using the side of my pencil. And then after I have this kind of mass of dark there, I'm going to actually kind of go into it, and I'm going to actually start using my pencil and even my eraser, if I can find my eraser. I can't, let me see. I don't think I can find my eraser actually right now. Let me locate that. I'm losing everything lately. Okay, I found it. So it's kind of like a battle. You're pulling it up, with the dark, and you can think of this as white. Like if you paint, you can think of this as white paint and dark paint. You think of the eraser as white paint. You start pulling back some stuff over there to kind of refine it. Using your finger. You don't have to get too anal about it. You know what I mean? You can get as anal as you want about it, but you don't have to. And it's actually quite easy. It's almost like the less you think, the better. You know what I mean? Because it will come out more random. One of the biggest things about this is trying not, like, in terms of like the edges, random. One of the hardest things would be like trying to be random, because sometimes, for me especially, I'd be like, be random. What does that mean? I don't even compute that. It's like, okay, I'm being random now, and you're just kind of not being random. You know what I mean? So you kind of have to watch out for that. But yeah, you just kind of continue to look at these as small cylindrical shapes, like I said. And this is like I said, the billowy type of smoke, There's another kind of smoke, the smoke that kind of comes off of like cigarette butts, stuff like that. Usually that smoke, if I was to scoot it over, that smoke would be kind of more like, it can be billowy like that, but sometimes you get these kind of like streams of smoke. And again, I'm using the side of my pencil to keep it soft. These all have like very soft edges. And that can be in any which way, or and that kind of smoke is different. I think of it almost as like wires or plants. Honestly, a big key to that kind of smoke is context, because in terms in like context, it's like that looks like just whatever right now, right? But if there's like a cigarette, is that in the photo? But if there's like a cigarette, you know, right here, very clear, like something to contrast that, you know, you have like a hard dark shape, you know, like a cigarette smoke. You know what I mean? If you had that, it would look a little bit better, because you know it's kind of like the contrast between the softness and the dark, the softness and the hardness of like the real object, as opposed to, you know, just the smoke. You kind of have it radiate off there. Another thing with smoke, especially smoke like this, is it's very dependent again on the things around it, like that, like the object. It's also very dependent on the contrast of that, because the smoke around there will probably be white. You know what I mean? You can make the background dark. I don't know if you've ever seen that in cigarette ads. It will constantly make... Sorry, the camera turned off there. So let's get back to this. It depends a lot on what's around it, you know what I mean? And you can go back here and you can kind of refine this a little bit, but you have to be careful with the edges. By edges, I mean, you know, this edge right here. Is it going to be soft or hard? You know, billowy smoke like that, you know, it can be either one. You can make it a mixture. You can make it as dramatic or undramatic as you'd like. You know what I mean? Think about it like this. If you have a direct comparison, think about fire. You know, fire is directly relative to what's around it as well. You know what I mean? You have this like abstract shape with fire, but what really, really makes it look like fire would be the kind of the darkness and contrast behind it. You know, the contrast is almost everything. I think that's why some of the tutorials are a little vague. You know, what I've seen online with fire tutorials, it's because I don't think they, you know, when you actually just draw the fire itself on a white background, sometimes it looks weird, you know? If you're trying to do a more realistic standpoint, you know, I guess if you do like a graphic design standpoint, it's not that hard, you know what I mean? So you're picking darks, very similar to like kind of when you do other stuff, you're picking darks in certain key areas, you know, usually where an edge is right here, like corners, when things split. That's kind of the mentality I have in my mind, you know what I mean, with smoke. But like I said, I usually divide them into two different ones, either like that kind of wavy-ish one, wavy, slithery one, or the smoke that's really billowy, like I said. And those are really the two kinds that I kind of split them up in my mind. Anyways, yeah, this is a little bit, you know, vague. Please let me know what your thoughts are on this video. I want to do more basic stuff like this, like very, very basic things like that. Like I said, just to recap, stay random along with your edges, especially for either one, especially with this billowy one right here. When you do this, just be random, you know, be completely random. You know what I mean? Big shapes, small shapes, things like that. It's kind of dissipating from one area, you know what I mean? That it's igniting from one area, right? I guess I'm assuming fire or something like that. And it kind of gets smaller, obviously, at the source, and it starts to like wave out, you know, completely either billow out, or it starts to completely wave, you know, wave out, I guess. So that's kind of it. Please let me know if you like this video. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys next time. See ya. Thanks for watching the tutorial, guys. I really appreciate it. If you like that tutorial, you might like this playlist. The playlist in the top left-hand corner is on drawing a person. It's kind of drawing the human body, the head, lips, mouth, body, anatomy, kind of stuff, you know, tricep. That's all in this playlist in the top left-hand corner. You can click on that and it'll open it right up. The bottom right-hand corner is the Armadillo pencil case, which is a pencil case that we sell. We sold on Kickstarter for a couple years, and now is you know, doing really well still. I'm very happy. We promoted at Comic-Con just lately, and you know, check that out at the bottom right-hand corner. That's really cool. And then the top right-hand corner is the other channel I have, which is called Enzyme Art. That's a different kind of teaching. It's not updated nearly as much as this page. It's just like a different kind of passion project for art. You know, when you dig art, you want every facet of it, you know, kind of like covered, you know. So anyways, check that out as well. Subscribe to that channel. That one's going to be updating soon. And all right, guys, I'll see you later.